Good morning, folks. How you doing today? It is Monday, October 5th, and this is, of course, your daily financial news. If this is your first time watching the daily financial news, welcome. We try to do this at 7:30, 7 days a week. That said, on Thursdays, we do them a little bit early because of one of our expert interviews of the week. Today, also, I want to announce I'm likely to start another playlist on this channel as lots of stuff is going on today, and I'm going to call it Hot Take. What a hot take means is it's going to be a single topic. It will happen sporadically throughout the day when something catches my attention. But I wanted to let you know that if you see something that comes up, you have a question on or an article, and you'd like me to consider it for this new playlist, go ahead and leave a comment. If you have my email or phone number or your Facebook or Instagram, you can text me or message me the link, and I will take a look at it. And if I have a chance to do that hot take, I will, of course, give you credit for sending it on over. So again, this is about the daily financial news. So what did I catch this Monday? First and foremost, looks like our president is seriously considering to leave the hospital already. When I heard this, when I heard he was going to Walter Reed, I think it was Friday. Yeah, I think it was Friday. I was like, ooh, everything I've heard to date, he's going to be there a while meaning 5, 7, 10 days. He's gotten some, I don't know, what do you want to call them, experimental drugs, remdesivir. I'm not really sure if that's fair, experimental, at least not yet approved for wide distribution. He's done an interesting cocktail of them, ones that I have not heard done for other patients. And, at least by the information the public is given, they're seriously consider sending him back to the White House. Now, obviously, he has great doctors, and the doctors will be with him at the White House. But that has to be seen as a good sign, I would think, right? The only other thing, I read a lot about Boris Johnson over the weekend, and now he got the virus in March, I believe it was. So we need to think about the difference. But if you go back to Boris Johnson's story, he caught it, felt bad, worked from home, felt better, did more work, then went to ICU. It kind of, and then went down. And to hear him talk, they were planning contingency plans just in case. So again, two different individuals, two totally different times on the calendar. March, we didn't know really what we were dealing with. October, much, much better. But I guess what I'm saying is I want to continue to wish him well, and hopefully he doesn't work himself too hard and not let his body recover, right? He is a human being. We all are. And when we get sick, part of it is we got to let our body recover. So I hope he's not rushing out of the hospital to send a message, whatever that message would be. I certainly don't want to see him, get worse, right? Turn around. Let's make sure he's well. Let's get to the election and then see what we see on November 3rd. So we shall see what happens there. The other thing that I saw is Cineworld, think Regal movie theaters, shutting down 536 theaters, impacting 45,000 jobs. So my question to the folks out there who don't agree with my frustration with airline bailouts, why are we bailing out the movie theaters? There's 45,000 jobs. United and American are only letting go 38. What about movie theaters? Again, I don't think we should be bailing them out. I think public companies have access to Wall Street money, lending, lots of other ways to get funds. They don't need our money, our American people's money. I do believe we need to put some out there, but it's small and medium business that are just being wiped off the map. And it's not stopping. This stimulus talk is driving me crazy. I do think a stimulus bill gets passed. I actually honestly think President Trump catching the virus will be the prod to get the Republicans over the hurdle to agree to something. I do think something gets done, probably gets announced this week and gets signed next week. But at this point, it's getting so close to the election, and pretty soon Congress is going to leave for the election. So who knows? But yes, if you were to ask me, do I think one gets done? Yeah, I think one gets done. I don't necessarily think it's going to be a great deal. I think they're going to be adding things to it that are pork and not helpful. But yeah, at this point, I think I've been very clear. I see a lot of pain the next 90 days. And if we don't have a stimulus bill, that pain is like squared or, cubed. It's not good. It's going to be painful regardless. And if there isn't stimulus, it's going to be pain cubed. So no easy answers, unfortunately. What else for the week? I noticed that ExxonMobil's dividend is over 10%. Value trap, maybe? I don't know. Oil and gas, worst sector, I believe, in the market this year. ExxonMobil, big driller in the Gulf, dividend is 10%. What do you think the chances are that gets cut in the next 30 to 60 days? Probably pretty good. The other thing I've seen just starting this morning is it looks like President Trump is putting out a message that he wants to deliver the biggest tax cut ever. And the messaging is obviously that Biden wants to raise the biggest taxes ever. So again, expect that to be pretty consistent messaging. At this point, we've got to pay for this thing somehow, some way. And that just means taxes are going up, in my opinion. We're going to see bank earnings next week. Bank earnings are going to be a big deal. I've talked about them in Q1 earnings, Q2 earnings, and this will be Q3 earnings. We're going to be looking for the bad debt reserves. I think they're going to go up again. And pretty significantly, but we'll see. We're going to really figure out which banks are levered to consumers, which are, again, this is the K-shaped recovery, right? If you look at the K, you could think Goldman Sachs is the upper side of the K, not as levered to mom and pop and a small and medium business. And then you have, I don't know, pick anybody else, Wells Fargo, directly connected. Citigroup, probably the most exposed to the consumer. Bank earnings next week. Back to my biggest concern video. I did a biggest concern video. I think it was Wednesday. It might have been Thursday before the unemployment number. And I told you I feared that the weekly unemployment claims was going to spike over 1 million sometime during October, right? We have 4 weeks that could happen. Just look at the companies announcing layoffs. United American, 32,000, Disney, 28, JCPenney's 15, and now Cineworld, 45,000, just to name a few. And then there's Dow Chemical at 9, and it's just, this is not good. Also, New York officially went on lockdown. 9 zip codes in New York went on lockdowns. I don't know how the hell a small, medium business is supposed to stay open. I don't get it. I really don't get it. We've been in this damn thing for 6 months now, and our only answer is to shut down and kill businesses. Yes, I get the other side of the argument, but damn, it's been 6 months. Don't you think we could learn something else? You're just killing. Capitalism, consumerism doesn't work when you shut it down. It's just freaking stupid. And now, again, there is no easy answer. I think people are taking the political expedient answer by shutting it down, which feels better because you can say people aren't going to die. But trust me, people are going to die because of the shutdowns. Divorces are going to happen. Suicides are going to happen. Financial stress is real. It just doesn't show up on the nightly news and the freaking bar charts. People, money drives decisions, and it is very stressful. And these freaking politicians are wimps for taking the easy route. We've been doing it for 6 months. I understood what we had to do in March when it was kicking us in the teeth and we had nothing to react to. But whatever happened to the let's bend the curve so the hospitals are ready? I don't see any hospitals, saying they're overrun and they're putting people in hallways anymore. This is not okay. There are cities that will not function as cities with a second lockdown. And it's just more reason that single family homes in the suburbs are going to go through the roof. If these people don't see the chessboard moving in front of them, they're looking at a pawn and they're not seeing the chessboard. God, they're freaking idiots, and their cities are going to pay for it for a decade. New York City and San Francisco, a decade of misery. And if you want to see what San Francisco and New York could turn into, go back and look at what happened in New York City when crack really became a thing. It was ugly, unsafe, a disaster. And that's, I think, what's coming. Not crack the drug, but just it was unsafe. Oh, we got some earnings this week. I'm always amazed at how quickly some companies can bring earnings to bear. We got Nvidia and Cisco today. That will be interesting. I'm going to look at Cisco because they have been selling overseas, and we're going to see, I think, what's going on in China. We're going to see if it's really booming as much as we hear. Nvidia, I think, just crushes it again. I think Nvidia is one of those stocks that just seems to be in the right place at the right time. But Cisco is going to be interesting for me. Also, I'm going to start watching earnings to see what companies announce layoffs. Like Cisco, I'm not saying they will, but it wouldn't shock me if Cisco said, you know what, we're going to go through a reorganization. We're going to shut down that business line, that new product, and we're going to let 8,000 people go. Wouldn't shock me. I'm not saying they will, but that's what I'm going to be looking for this month, because there'll be plenty of companies joining layoff brigade, and back to my biggest fear of 1 million new unemployment claims. And then we got Domino's on Thursday, Levi Strauss on Tuesday. Levi is a customer, a customer one. And then Domino's, I think Domino's Pizza just crushes it. Again, Domino's can raise money in the markets. They're very tech. They are a tech company if you really think about what Domino's is with their app. I've actually sold software to Domino's back in the day, so they're very tech oriented. But they're killing the mom and pop pizzerias because they can't invest in apps and technology and all these other things. So it's just terrible. Federal Powell will be speaking tomorrow, Tuesday. It'll be interesting to see if he pushes for stimulus. That's kind of been his message recently is, hey, Congress, get off your ass and do something. Totally agree. Congress, get off your ass and do something. Thursday, new unemployment claims. For me, it's going to be, okay, does this week go over 900? Right? I think we were 830 last week, which was trending in the right direction. I think we're bouncing off that. It's just not feeling, it doesn't feel right to me. And then this is really the topic, the biggest topic that's on my mind today. Q3 was arguably a depression quarter, right? Country shut down. Depression-like stats, unemployment, GDP fall. Q3, once announced, and I think we all expect it, will be record-breaking, booming, greatest quarter ever, blah, 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 blah. My fear is Q4, Q1, Q2. Do we go from depression to recovery to recession? That's what's on my mind. Do we have a long, drawn-out recession for the next 9 to 12 months? That's a big concern of mine. That is a big concern of mine. So at the end of the day, I'll just close with this. Congress, get something done. The American people need you. I think if you don't get something done by Thursday, Friday, at least a straw man handshake agreement, one doesn't happen. And the American people are going to pay for it. So that's what I got for you today. If you're still watching, do me a favor, give a thumbs up. You watched the entire video, give a thumbs up. We have 8 at the moment and 37 folks watching. Hi, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for your daily attendance. And if you are watching and you haven't hit subscribe yet, hit that subscribe button. Let's talk every day at 7:30. You will get my honest take. I do try to stay out of politics, but politics is a big part of the consumer. So hopefully you see me being mean to both sides. That's my deal. All right, everybody, I got to get ready to interview Greg Dickerson here in about 15 minutes. Have a wonderful day. And don't forget, hot takes. Send me some topics. Let's build up a playlist called Hot Takes. Bye-bye.